Welcome friends. In this video we are going to look at mathematics paper 1 for the year 2019, and we are dealing with a paper that was written by the internal candidates, and we are going to consider this video as our first party since we are not going to look at all the questions. So let's look at the first question. So the first question here, we are told to evaluate. Then we have -1 in brackets raised to the power 0 times 2 raised to the power 3. So this tells us that we are going to multiply 2 times 2, 3 times. Then here we are going to apply the laws of one of the laws of indices. If anything is raised to the power 0, whatever that you have is equal to 1. Then times, so here we have 2 times 2 will give us 4, times 2 will have 8. So 2 raised to the power 3 is 80. 1 times 8 will just give us 8. So this is our final answer for this question here. Then we have question 2, where we are told to solve the equation x minus 1 in brackets, then 2x plus 5 in another brackets is equal to 0. So now here, if we are told to solve the equation, we are trying to find the values of x. Now what we are going to do here, since we are given a quadratic equation that has been factorized for us, so we are going to equate each equal to 0. So x minus 1 must be equal to 0. Then 2x plus 5 must also be equal to 0. So let's look at the first bracket. So the first bracket is x minus 1, which is we are saying must be equal to 0. So the first pair here shows that what number can we subtract 1 to give us 0. So you know that our x will give us 1, since if we say 1 minus 1 will be equal to 0. Now how can we show this working? So we'll say x minus 1 is equal to 0. Then we are going to collect the like terms, where -1 will shift to this side and it will change into a positive sign. X is equal to 0 plus 1, which is our first value of x is +1. And can we prove this? Yes, we can prove this. So we know that it's x minus 1 is equal to 0. So where there is x, we can substitute by 1. So 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So which is 0 is equal to 0. So this is the value. So what this simply means is that x represents a number that if you subtract 1 must give you a 0. Then let's go to this value here. 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. So what number can we put on x multiplied by 5? I mean by 2 plus 5 must be equal to 0. So we'll do the same. We'll say 2x plus 5 must be equal to 0. Then our negative, our +5 will shift to this side, giving us -5, which is 2x is equal to 0 minus 5, which is 2x is equal to -5. So let's divide by 2. We have over 2 over 2. So what's our x? X is equal to, it's -2 into 5 is 2, remainder 1 over 2, or this is same as -2.5. So if we try to prove this, can it work? Yes, it can. So we have 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. So let's put where there is x, we put -2.5 plus 5 must be equal to 0. So 2 times -2.5, this will give us -5 plus 5 must be equal to 0. So -5 plus 5 is 0 minus 0, which is this. So this is what the question is simply means. So whenever you are given a question like this, so the values of x must be the numbers that if you are to take it back or to substitute where there is x, they need to give you the value. So because we can see that this whole thing here must be equal to 0. So if we put our x here and the other x here, if you do the mathematics, must be equal to 0. So let's try question 3. Question 3, we are told to simplify 4x squared plus 2y squared minus xy minus 6x squared plus 2xy. So here we first have to look at the like terms. So the like terms, the first thing that you need to look at whenever you are looking at the like terms, so like terms must be the first one, same letters. Then the second one must have same power. So why do we say so? For example, if we have x squared plus x, these two will be equal to x squared plus x. These two are not like terms, even if they have the same letters. Why? The powers are different. We can see that this one is raised to the power 2, then this one is raised to the power 1. So whenever you're dealing with like terms, make sure that you have the same letters, then as well as same powers. So let's now look at our question here. So we have 4x squared. So we need another variable of x with raised to the power 2. So this one here. So this will give us negative 6x squared. Then we move on to plus 2y squared. We have this. So this one has no like term. Negative xy plus 2xy. So what you do here, we have positive 4x squared minus 6x squared. So we are going to subtract. So this will give us the negative 2x squared. What do you do? You get the sign from the bigger number. Then plus 2y squared. Then this one also we are going to subtract. So we have negative 1xy plus 2xy. So our final answer would be xy. So this is our final answer, because whatever that we have here, these are like terms, so we cannot add or subtract them. So now let's have a look at question 4. Shared A union C complement intersection B in the Venn diagram in the answer space. So now what I like or prefer to do here is maybe you can draw another Venn diagram, then try to put elements so that you can have a clear picture. So we have the first one, set A, B, then this is our C. So let's just put numbers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it doesn't matter the numbers that you have used, or maybe you can use even the letters from the alphabetical order. It's not a big issue. So the answer will give you the same. So first, what are we going to do? So what we are going to do is, first let's find the A union C. So what is A union C? So the union of two sets is just simply means you combine the elements of those two sets. So we are going to combine the elements of A and C. So in A we have 1, then we follow the order 2, from there 4, then 5. Then after that we go to the elements of C. Elements of C, we have 4. Now we have written 4, 5. So this is 6, 7. So this is our A union C. Then from there, let's look at set B. So let's write all the elements in set B. So we have 2, 3, 5, 6. Now, since the A union C has a complement, This means that whatever elements that we have under the A union C must not be of our consideration. So let's look at what we don't want. So we don't want 1 is not needed, 2 is not needed, 4 is not needed. Now 5 is not needed, so it's also there in B, so we cancel this one also. Then what else is not needed? So what else is not needed? So what is not needed is 6 is not needed, so we cancel the 6. What else? Even these two we cancel 8. 7 is not needed. So what this simply means is that A union C, so every element in A union C, including the elements that are found in A union C intersection B, must not be included. Okay, maybe for a clear picture, so we can see that the answer is 3. Now maybe let's add the more light here. So A union C intersection B. So can we find this? Yes, we can find this. Let's forget for the complement for now. So what is A union C intersection B? So we just want the elements that are found in this. So the elements that are found in A union C intersection B is, so the elements that are found here and here. So we can see that 2 is there. What else? 3 is no. 5, yes. Then what else? 6. So this means that the elements that are found in A union C, including this, must not be part of the solution. So you can see that the only number that is remaining is 3. So this is our point of consideration. So this is where you are supposed to shade. So that's our answer here. So let's move on to question 5. Factorize completely. We have 4AB plus 6AC minus 6BD minus 9CD. So we can now factorize by grouping terms. So let's look at the first one here, this part. Then this will also be factorized on its own. So the first number that we can look at here that is common between this is 2. 2 is common because it can go into 4 and 6. Then what else is common? We can see that our A is common. Then let's now divide. So divide 2 into 4 will give us 2. Then A into A, this A will cancel. We have B here plus C. We divide next. The 2 must be divided by 6 here. So 2 into 6 will give us 3. A into A will cancel C. So we can see that we have the answer here. Now let's factorize the other pair. So what is common? We can see that negative is common. So we take out negative. Then 3 is also common here. So let's take out 3. What else is common? D is common. So now let's divide negative into negative. This negative will cancel. 3 into 6 will give us 2. Then D and D will cancel. Then you have B. Then negative into this negative will give us a positive. 3 into 9 will give us 3. D will cancel, will give us a C. So we can see that we are still getting the same thing. So make sure that these two must be equal. They need to have exact variables and numbers, including signs. Then after that, this will form a pair. So our final answer will be 2A minus 3D. Then we take out this one, which is 2B plus 3C. So this is our final answer. Okay, so this is our final answer. Now let's go to question 6. So question 6, a company declared a dividend of 1.50 Ngwe per share. Salala has 600 shares in the company. How much will she get? So this is just a direct multiplication. So now how do we multiply numbers in paper 1? So what you do is, let's get 1.5 0. So we have 1.5 0. In fact, there are two ways in which we can multiply by this number. So whenever you have two zeros at the end on the right side, you can just move this decimal 1 2, so that this will give us 150. After you move this decimal to the right 2 times, then you just get, you ignore the zero since they have done their work. So we can say that we only now have 6. So we can now do multiplication. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times, so we are multiplying in this. So 6 times 5 is 13, which is 0. We keep the 3. Then 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3, which is 9. So our final answer is 900. Or if you want, the same way we did, we can ignore the decimal. Then we will have this number 150. Then after this number 150, we can multiply this 150 by 600. Now the other way is, first let's ignore this number. So let's just multiply by 6. We know that it will give us the same number, which is 900. Now this 900, let's add these 2 zeros that we ignored. Okay, then we can go back to the decimal places. So we have 1 2, so we'll move 1 2, so we can see that we are still getting the same number, which is 900.00 kwacha. Okay, so now we move on to question 7a. Given that 17 plus m plus 27 plus c dash dash are consecutive terms of an arithmetic progression, find the arithmetic mean m. So the arithmetic mean, we are just looking at the middle term of 3 consecutive terms. For example, let's say we have the first term a, b, and c. So the number in between 2 numbers is what we call the arithmetic mean. Now how do we find these number? So let's say we have a sequence like this. So say 2 4 6 8. So we can see that if we take the first 3 consecutive terms, the middle number is 4. If you take let's say if we take these, the middle number is 6. Now let's say we have a sequence like this one. Let's say we have 2 comma dash, then we have 6. So how can we find these numbers? So what you do is you just have to add these 2 numbers. So we know that a, b, c. So since we are solving for b, which is our middle term, what are we supposed to do? You need to add these 2 numbers. You add them. So it's 2 plus 6, always divided by 2. So 2 plus 6 will give us 8 over 2. Then 2 into 8 will give us 4. So we can see that we are still finding this value. Okay, maybe let's see, what if we have 4 comma dash comma 8? Can we find this middle term? Yes, we can. So we are going to use the same formula. So the formula is b is equal to a plus c over 2. So a is the first number, b the middle term, c the other number on the far end. So it's 4 plus 8 over 2. What is 4 plus 8 will give us 12 over 2, which is 6. We can see that we are still getting the same value here. So this is the concept that we want for us to find this value. So we have 17 plus m. So this m is the middle value. Then we have 27 here. So let's say A, so let's put our M here, B, C. So let's look at the formula. So the formula is B is equal to the sum of A and C over 2. So it's just like finding the average. So it's 17 plus 27 over 2. So what is the sum of these two numbers? So what do you do? So 17 plus 27 will give us this should be 44 over 2. Then if you average 44, then our final answer is equal to 22. So the value of M is 22. So the original sequence is supposed to be like 17, 22, 27. And if we are to find the common difference here, so we know that the common difference, which is D, is second term minus first term. Second term is 22 minus 17, which is 22 minus 17 will give us 5. So it means that 17 added 5 will give us 22. 22 added 5 we get 70. So our answer is making sense. Now for the sequence 11, 13, 15, find the formula for the nth term. So here we write the formula Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 times the common difference. So we need to find the common difference for these numbers. So the first term is 11, the second 13, third 15. So we can say common difference is equal to second term minus first term. So second term is 13 minus 11, which is giving us 2. Or if you want, you can say 15 minus 13, you still get 2. So the concept is the second number minus the number before that number, you have the common difference. So now how do you find the formula for the nth term? So where there is n, you don't have to put anything. So you just write Tn is equal to our A. The A is the first number in your sequence, positive or negative. You just have to take it the way it is. So which is 11 plus n minus 1. Then our common difference is 2. From there, we can now expand and simplify our final answer. So 2 times n will give us 2n. 2 times negative 1 will give us negative 2. So Tn is equal to 11 minus 2 if we collect the like terms plus 2n, which is Tn is equal to 11 minus 2 will give us 9 plus Tn. So this is our final answer. So we'll just end on the question 8. So question 8a, the transpose of a matrix A is that one. Find the matrix A. So we have been given a matrix that was transpose. Then our work is to now find the original matrix. So here we can see that for us to get this row, then this was supposed to be 1 column. So we are going to make it 1 column. So our negative 1 will be here, our 4, then 5. So this is our original matrix. Then for the last one, question B, given that, so we have this matrix is equal to find the value of x. So we are going to use the row by column here. So what do you do? So we need to look at how do we do this, how do we carry out this multiplication here. So this one will multiply with this one. So this will give us 1 times 1 plus these 2 will multiply with x. So it will be 2 times x plus these 3 will multiply with 5 is equal to 24. So 1 times 1 is 1 plus 2 times x, 2x, 3 times 5 will give us 15 is equal to 24. So what do you do? Let's add this number. So we have 2x plus 15 plus 1 is 16 is equal to 24. Then what do you do? We shift this number to the right side. So 2x is equal to 24 minus 16, which is 24 minus 16, we get 8. So over 2 over 2. X is equal to 4. So this is how we can solve some of these mathematics paper 1 questions. And for mathematics, I think what I can say here is that it's simple, because the questions are almost the same if you look at the past papers. The only thing that they change is some of the changes that they make are just maybe the signs and also the numbers. So for mathematics, the best way that you can help yourselves is that just make sure that you go through these past papers. You get the concept, you'll be able to get the one. And if you find this video helpful, I would like to hear from your comments in the comment section below. You know, your comments will give me energy to make more of these. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.